Alright, hello, and welcome back. Oh, hold on, let me fix my capture card here. Hello there, Knight, how's it going? Okay, there we go. Resync it real quick, and then resync my microphone. Okay. Oh, hello there, Neon. How's it going? I'm doing okay. A bit tired, but I always am.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Oh.
Why are you wasting your time?
Are you the hardy girl?
I am not.
That's it.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
Electrochemistry. He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of La Debutante International. He's right, you know. You're very pretty. Get a grip, Glenn. She went to law school. Okay, let's change the topic. The cold look in her eyes speaks louder than the words. She is not amused. Drama. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl, definitely.
It's you again. What is it?
Let's see. I found someone who, saw the hanging. A witness.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's just contactis, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already rolled on the others, and is in witness protection.
My witness isn't a local.
Well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
Composure. He's not alarmed by the sudden appearance of a witness, but he is surprised. Charles Vinderan. A high-ranking government official from Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B. Let's just say he's a high-ranking government official, and leave it at that.
Yeah. Nice try, right?
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
The witness said the end is here. The great undoing will all be vapor. The witness said the hanging went down very quietly. No shouting, no commotion. The witness said he saw two people of Areopagite descent and one Mesk. The witness said it all looked like a surreal play.
Those flaccid MI cocks with their culture language. Everything's a surreal play or sublime whatever. Doesn't mean anything.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
Shanky. It's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
Suggestion. He didn't break this wagon fort, but You do manage to rattle the people inside a bit. The witness said the end is here. Let's see. Said he saw two people. What is it? No shouting, no commotion.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
More cowbell. Let's see. The undoing.
Arab guy? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there, too. I already told you. We were all there. Vapor, huh? Well, that checks out at least.
For the record, which I have to type up later tonight, no apocalypse-related testimony was provided to us by the witness.
Check out the stand-up comedians the RCM has. When are we gonna get funny men like that?
Some witness. I pulled the same shit. Came up with some shit, then went and said it to people. Get a reaction. Don't have to go to cop school to try that.
You don't have to go to school for shit. I never went to school, and I'm doing great.
You're doing a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job.
Half-light. Okay, maybe it doesn't feel like this did anything to them. But they have to be fretting a little. Everyone is afraid of witnesses. Witness is a scary word. As I've talked to Joyce, the merc you hanged, his friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
They're snickering in the room. Some of the men put their beers down. Half-light. Nervous snickering. There's a rush of adrenaline present. Yes, they're forming some kind of a tribunal, and they're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us, and Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah, a well-oiled murder machine.
Physical instrument. The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole merc platoon. This Crenell is bad news. You know that, right? The mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons. Joyce said that they've gone rogue. Nobody's controlling them.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Will they pierce ceramic armor? Well, if Glenn has a knock cannon at home, I guess you'll be alright.
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
See what? That they don't?
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor.
He takes a sip of his beer to bide his time, then tries to get a last word in.
You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
Joyce said they've gone rogue. No one's controlling them.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
Half-light. He's really prepped himself up for this. He has to keep the fear in check. This is bad news.
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or a barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
I mean, okay. They're gonna wipe you the fuck out, Titus. I mean, okay, you got this. You got the numbers. I mean, okay, I'll be on your side when they come. I mean, okay, you got one more gun on your side. Once I find mine, I lost it. I mean, okay, I guess I'll be gunning you down right alongside them.
We don't need you or your lost gun. We all have our guns. We'll just use those if it's okay with you.
Last gun or not, you're going to need help. We are offering it.
Okay, I accept the offer, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Empathy. He appreciates it, but can only accept it conditionally.
It's you again. What is it?
Authority. Establish authority. +1, confronted about drug trade. +1, strange reaction to bullet. +2, Everard, asked to cooperate. +1, discussed authority. +2, warned about the tribunal. +1, found a witness. No. Establish authority, yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind. Oh, no. Let's see. Here, let me reload.
It's you again. What is it?
He has to walk up every time. There we go. As you look around the room, full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? Where have I seen this before? I get it, you're the authority around here. You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with almost exclusively men, sitting on desks, talking shit, and wasting time. I get it, you're the authority around here.
Huh?
You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet, push on. No, I'm drunk on the job too. I just don't give a shit, just like you guys. No, I'm also a big fan of beer, and jerking off instead of helping people. I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job, like you.
You saying we don't help people? I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push, quick. Let's see. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already. It's not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help. Someone's been raped. She needs counseling. We need to talk to her. I've asked this before. Why are you hiding the victim?
Titus is hiding nothing. Titus?
You want to talk to her? Fine, talk to her. I got nothing to hide. So long as you treat her with respect. No questioning, no harassing, or you got the freight train of pain heading your way.
What is her name?
Claudia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's Amon Ju, with an O-U.
Inland Empire. Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs. That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot who you were. You were a cop.
Oh, it's her! It's definitely her! It's Miss Oranje, disco dancer!
Claudia, correct your tie. Miss Oran, disco dancer. Composure.
Yeah, blonde, tall, 2 rooms over from yours. Sure, why not? You've probably seen her around.
Yep. Claudia Amandu. Cool. Keep your cool. Composure, 17%. Said you don't remember being a cop. Said you don't remember reality. -1. Talked about your room and crying. -1. Said Claudia. No. Failed. You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Oh no, I don't have any. I don't have any healing. And let's see. Suggestion. Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. That would sound off. So what was her relationship with the mercenary? So, what was that? So, scratch your head. What was your relationship with her? I think, laugh nervously. I think I know her.
I know her.
How well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months.
He crosses his arms. Composure. He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten. So she's not from around here.
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Oranje disco dancer is an immigrant, or a drifter of some sort. Been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all. Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. Suggestion. What's with all the silence? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. Oh no, my lights flickered. If I disconnect, my power might have gone out. Electrochemistry. And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun. So what was your relationship with the mercenary?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Empathy. Something is off here. His anger is possessive.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
So when was
He
that?
did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
He crushes his half-empty beer can.
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
Said he'd partied. Cool that, but what did you mean?
What do you think I meant?
Was it sex? Drugs? Avoid his gaze. Did you do karaoke? Laughed nervously. Sex, drugs, and karaoke, right?
Yes, yes, and no. Got something to say about it?
So you're saying you were close?
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
Suggestion. He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
He points his beer can at you.
Officer, what was that?
What was what? It was nothing. You mean the sweating and the fidgeting when he mentioned her name?
Yes.
And the sort of quivering jello thing with the eye, point at your twitching eye. I think I know that woman.
Yes.
I think I know.
The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
I didn't rape her. I mean, I met her in the hallway after I woke up.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
As she knows, I didn't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
She knows I did some pretty crazy stuff before I passed out. Then that I partied hard and not very mentally healthy.
So she overheard you? Or did you party together?
Inland Empire, so this is what it feels like to be interviewed. Fun. Not very fun. I got nothing to hide. What if you do, but you just don't remember that you do?
You'll get through it, you slippery fuck! Blast some insano at him! Throw him off!
She overheard me listening to the music and doing weird things from her room. It's the one next to yours. Yeah, we partied all right. Partied all night like the Inzany boys. I'm not going to answer that, Lieutenant.
Anything else?
I asked her where we are, the city, maybe even what year, something like that.
That's clearly your interrogation technique. Anything else? We'll be all right, officer. This is nothing.
There. You feel fortified by his assurance. It's going to be all right. Okay, first, I have to go buy magnesium, because I have no healing.
Okay, here. I hope. Okay, here. I hope. Okay, here. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better.
Therefore, that should be good for right now. Who is it? The woman answers, muffled by the door.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. She shouts, I'm drying my hair. Perception hearing. Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going out. Hotel bill calculations. Looks like she had an extended stay. Piles of dirty clothes. A woman's. The room has sad all over it. Reminds you of your own. You see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there. Medicine cabinet. This medicine cabinet is full of wares, sheets of pills haphazardly stacked on one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. Look at the toothbrush. It's been used quite a lot. Sight, but not for scrubbing blood off tiles or anything else interesting, it seems. Smell. It's clean of chemical odors too. Just some dried toothpaste on the handle. Look at the medications. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet, and pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners. There's quite a collection here.
Anything of note?
Search the bottles. Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histaparidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads Narca. Whisper, what's Narca?
An opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamorphine overdoses.
It's Narcan. Search the pill sheets. Among some foreign, probably Messenian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs, you find... What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how. 97% electrochemistry, plus 1 chemical hangover. Is there something more interesting here? A bright orange bottle of Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters, jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container. Inland Empire. And your chest swells with pride. Look, it's made right here in Revachol by St. Baptiste, a proud Revacholian pharmaceutical company with great traditions. What's so exciting about the orange bottle? Electrochemistry. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine. And talk about physiological disorders, but that we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed. Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Preptide.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy. Let's see, interfacing. Take it in secret. Just 28%. -2. Kim told Kim about it. -1. Sweaty hands. +1. Need for speed. Or just take it in plain sight. Give me that. The lieutenant looks towards the door as if he didn't see you pilfer the sweet Preptide. Electrochemistry. Who cares, man? Who cares what the stuff thinks? That stiff thinks. Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hand right now. You feel someone watching you behind the glass door, a woman. The bed has been hastily made. The smell of cigarette smoke in the air, Astra menthol. Cold coffee and an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. It's the Sonic coffee. Sonic ashtray.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Her hair is still slick from the shower. Electrochemistry. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean. Then, toned over several years of self-defiant defense training, you can sense it in the sharp pointing of her elbows.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you've got up here.
It's much nicer now.
Her eyes wander north towards the yard. Visual calculus, where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
Empathy. There's something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of the man. You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one. Proceed. No time for pleasantries.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
It has. Disco Infernium. Hell, you know not of which you speak. There are vortices of dark energy present, but not to hell, to another place, a third place, much different from our world. No, I just trashed the place.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
I've gotten pretty hard in the meantime, but I go on. It's good. How long do you think until the hard wears us down? Things are only getting easier for me. I'm a policeman. To-do-ru-do. Imitate a siren. What? You ain't seen nothing yet. There's a karaoke stage downstairs.
That is not actually what a police siren sounds like. Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Suggestion. Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult. Physical instrument. No need to dilly-dally. She's tough. Straight to it. I don't want to sound like a namby-pamby. Thanks, coach. I think I'll dilly-dally this time. It's just... good on you, boy. She can take it. What's your name, miss? For the record.
Clausier Amondou.
Where are you from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
What is Oranje?
A bad memory, officer.
Bad memory of what?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
What do you do, miss? What's your specialization?
Something stupid.
What's that?
Oranese lit.
Orney's lit?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
What is Oranese literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
Inland Empire. If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove. Orney's lit. What did you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
How do you make money then? Money is very important. Show her some money. Cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Could we take a look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
I'm pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss. How do I know you've told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name. Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like a ghost after being robbed of my travel documents. I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street, and I don't want my relatives to pay the ransom.
Okay, then.
Okie-dokie.
She pours herself more coffee. Let's see, composure. If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements. Thank you, that's it, for the record.
The record? So official.
Nice room you got there.
Yeah, it's pretty deluxe.
Suggestion. No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally. What are you doing here in the whirling in rags? Look around. Hate to say it, but you've got sad all over the place. You have quite the collection of prescription drugs down there.
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
The Whirling.
Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell.
Quite
Thank
the
you.
drugs.
I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
I took them. Authority. Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her. Suggestion. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool. Narcomania is nothing to be proud of, miss. It's quite impressive. How did you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the anti-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The collection includes Narca, an opioid antagonist. You seem to have, among other things, Preptide. That's all as far as that goes, then.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry. Very funky. Okay.
Takes a pensive drag of her cigarette. Sight. Watching her reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling, and draped in smoke. Okay, they tell us you were raped.
It's a bit early in the morning for rape, isn't it?
Empathy. She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered. It's not that early. And what does that mean? Were you...
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
She cradles her coffee cup in both hands. Interfacing, warming them. Endurance. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life. Are you sure you weren't raped?
I'm 89% sure.
So you're not entirely sure? Does that mean you're 11% not sure? Got it. 89% is good enough, moving on.
You know how it is.
Half-Light, you may know. I don't.
Maybe you don't.
The ash lands on her jumpsuit. She brushes it off. Sight. There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
Okay then. No one deserves to be raped. Sexual assault is a serious matter. I need a serious statement from you. It sounds like something happened, and you don't want to acknowledge it. Lieutenant, I don't know what to say about this.
Serious.
She takes a long, hard drag of her cigarette, then stretches her neck. You hear crackling in her shoulders.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be this flippant if I had been?
Electrochemistry. You get the feeling she's done enough opiates, and needs enough narca to still be flippant if her arm were cut off and fed to her. What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
Wait, partied? Oh, where have I heard that before? You mean like a birthday party? What kind of partying? Point to your bloated face, the kind I do? I don't get it, what do you mean partied?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
No one parties harder than me. Harder than this? Keep pointing at your face. I didn't know it was physically possible.
Please, you're alive in 50. I've known people who party so hard they're dead at 14.
She stops to take a short drag.
What no one does on your level is hitting the repeat button. I'll give you that. And maybe room trashing.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Endurance. Whoa. After so much drinking and drugs, how did they manage it? Hold on, after so much... how?
Untraditionally, officer.
She puts out her Astra, but lights another one, with its end first. Electrochemistry. She's cold and strange. I'm not picking anything up here. Inland Empire. Your imagination starts whirling, whether you wanted to or not. Were you lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
The lieutenant's voice is quiet, calm.
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
Suggestion. She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? Empathy, with a longing. She misses him.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
It must have been hard for you, point to the yard, seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
Pain threshold. A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. Composure. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Logic. Jackpot. The call reporting the hanging, that was you?
I made it.
Not the cringe.
And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Before we go, if it's snitching, then why do it? The caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it? How?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
Logic. So she's Gart's mystery phone cutter. And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his, I don't know, hair.
Another puff, more nervous.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Inland Empire. She meant she sees him in her dreams. I've also seen him in a dream.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
Electrochemistry. She sees them in each other's arms. You're in each other's arms. I see him as me. Better conclude this part of our talk.
Yes. And then he's dead. His mouth agape.
As she looks into the light green pack of cigarettes and pulls out another one, preparing to light it. I see him as me. She dips the cigarette into the lighter's flame and inhales, then looks at you, with her lungs full of smoke.
I can see the similarity, yes.
As she breathes out through her nostrils, the air smells of menthol.
Funny.
The lieutenant says softly.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
What did they hang him for, if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods. Why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too? They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
Logic. It's hard to know what to think about that answer. Empathy. She's just tired. Don't push her too much. How do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Suggestion. Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him? Could that be why they lynched him? Jealousy?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
What do you mean?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
Electrochemistry. She changes balance from one foot to the other, crossing her legs. Thank you for telling us all of this, miss. Conclude. She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Let's see. That's something else. A little thing. What is it? Let's see. I need to talk to you about your room again. Let's talk more about this so-called assault. Volition. Look into her eyes, 17%. Slight confusion about bullet. I'll come back to
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
Composure. As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. Cool. So cool. Where's it coming from? From a distant sunset. A stage light. Flash photography? Nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. Do they squint at lights? And they solve shit? Actually, now that I hear superstar and law official in a sentence, they sound weird together. Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my stardom hard lately. What are you, deaf? They're perfect. Like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish. Yeah, that's me, my superstardom lately. You've got it the wrong impression. I'm no superstar, I'm trash. Yeah, a cool trash superstar. Big dick cop down on his luck. Salam Rocky Bye. Badass. On the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Lights, camera, action. Wait, what's that about a ludicrous fantasy world? No, fuck you. Finish thought. Action. Composure. Well, with a sudden flash, the world freezes around you. And you along with it. in an iconic, a monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Say in a hushed voice, why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
She seems candid. Something's off here.
You think so? She seems forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers. Hand-eye coordination. Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind rises from the roof, picking them up in the air. Hand-eye coordination. Move your hand fast. Success. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a maybell. The young woman looks at the maybell in your hand, just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod. Oh, I got the Preptide. This bright orange medicine bottle declares the brand name Preptide in a sunny, happy manner. Someone has lost the bottle, but who cares? Oh, here we go. Dried maybells. This is a wildflower you caught. One of a bouquet of muguets that you found on the Whirling's roof. The shedding, it's shedding its petals quickly in your pocket. Dried wildflower. 6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white. A bell-shaped crown. What is this, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
Who pinned them? Which side?
The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War.
Does this flower blossom in early spring?
Yes, but not this early, not to my knowledge. It looks dried. Preserved.
Is it a coincidence, it being on the roof?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Very well. Put the flower back in your pocket. The petals feel dry and fragile in your hand. Shivers. Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there's none. Blow on your fingers. Inland, above the Martinez distributary, the channel that brought wastewater from the silk mills of Jamrock, and then dead bodies during the war. The wrinkled fingers of an old man crush flower petals. Then sprinkle them in the stream, like white salt.
It's you again. What is it?
Khalees says she wasn't raped.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
Suggestion. You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
Crazy? What are you talking about? She was very lucid. I don't think that. Yes, she's a little crazy. Cut the bullshit. She told me the truth.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
Physical instrument. His hands become fists.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Reaction speed. Hit you, dunk.
Titus Hardy. Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
Hearing. The room is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The rest of the cafeteria has gone quiet too. Suggestion. Someone has to rush to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Inland Empire. Another apocalyptic actor in town. Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me. Well, so what's on the tape?
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
So what's on it?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen to it?
And where did you get this tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So you bugged them? How?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
The chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent toast.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
His voice echoes like thunder in the small room.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
He repeats calmly in a hushed voice. Interfacing. Your room had one, or maybe it's too broken. That's
Don't
enough.
forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Okay, fine, I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
I'm off then. I tried to get the boombox yesterday, but apparently you have to get the tape before you're able to actually buy the boombox.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I'm looking for something that plays a tape for police business.
A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves.
A shelf of boomboxes. The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled, chipped, dented. They stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. Stand on the tips of your toes to see more. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Inland Empire. This is you, gold and orange. A sunset suite. Interfacing. Just make sure it works before you buy it. Shopkeep. The Stereo 8 approved machine here. Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music.
All right there, Knight. You have a good night. Shopkeep, the Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Can I just play a tape on the boombox real quick?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Can I get a discount on this boombox? A police discount?
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
Half-light. A man like that, in a neighborhood like this, in a rickety house falling into the sea, there's fear in him. Use it to your advantage. Fair enough. Businessman, 12 it is. How does 10 real sound? Let's make it 8 real. Aren't you afraid of masked gunmen, the roof falling in, killer waves, aircraft accidents, botched surgeries? I'll buy it for 4 real.
No, not really. I expect momentous change at any moment, but it seems that you are.
He almost sounds concerned and seems to weigh your offer.
Fine. 4 real it is.
Half-light. Success. Sort of. Whatever gets the job done, right? There, 4 real. Thanks to the discount, man. Here's the money for the boombox.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Oh, I have a bunch of levels. Hold on. Actually, I can probably fill out my thought cabinet with something. Let's see. See, I forgot to look up what these do. I don't remember. Oh well, whatever. Let me just, I'll just put points into something. Let's see. I'm going to need visual calculus for a couple of things later. I'll just put 1 point in it. And then... and electrochemistry. Hmm. 2 points. Yeah, physical instrument and a half-light. Just go all in on that. The red tree. Oh, there's the... that's the empty cassette. Oh, here it is. The tape of the Door Gunner Megamix. A magnetic tape acquired from Titus Hardy. It supposedly holds a recording of the Mercenary Task Force radio communications, recorded via de-encryption station. Not a good omen. Where's a boombox to play? Let's see. The porta reel is just what you needed. The reels attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. Play the tape. You push the commencer on the tape and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalsund crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click, and then silence. The room, the rest of the tape is empty. The lieutenant presses the button marked Aratier on your porta reel. The tape stops spinning. What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He also sounded inebriated.
Still.
You're familiar with this look now. It's a look of suspicion. Esprit de corps, there's more going on here than we know. Who's this Cordy?
Corty could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
What's Cohoy?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
Okay, then what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's Friday night. Empathy. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even. Let's see. I'll need these later. The cigarettes. I think maybe I can talk to the guy up here.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
I wasn't done asking questions. Hey, tough guy, I had more questions.
Things are busy enough. You going to waste less of my time?
Maybe. Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
Half-light. His neck muscles tense up. The veins on his neck bulge. Be careful. He's holding it deep in, but there are things in there you don't want to meet. Say very politely. Is there a tribunal being convened by any chance?
Fucking bug.
He breathes out slowly. His giant chest deflating and his mouth slightly open. Hearing. You hear a tiny rattle, a small radio crackling somewhere, an earpiece.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
The lieutenant says, his voice a soothing calm. He looks at you. Esprit de corps. There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Somewhere above, in the building. The other merc, don't push this. He's thinking. This is not the time. Okay, back off. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on. Physical instrument. It's hard to do that when you want to beat a man into a pulp instead. I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos, take out the picture.
Don't think so.
He grunts, barely glancing at it. Inland Empire, suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea. They were on the body of the man that was hanged. Behind the cafeteria there, give him the photo. It was on your colonel, give him the photo. We're investigating a murder. These tattoos were on the victim's body. Give him the photo. Of course, yes, forget it. Wordless, he takes the photo and looks at it. Gray eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving. Composure, hard as a stone, but beneath it, Empathy. You see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and hair.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Loincloths? Can you tell me what the tattoos mean?
Yeah.
Physical instrument. He's clenching his teeth. There is silent pressure behind them.
What it means.
He points to one tiny star on the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Oh, he squints at it. It's so small. Yes.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission. He's spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kipped villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
He licks his lips as if drunk suddenly. Pain threshold, with some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. A last moment to back off. Don't interrupt him. Hear it.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon.
His voice gets strangely quiet, a long way away from the right to work. His gaze pierces the paper.
At dawn, he comes upon two kips, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old.
Say nothing. Okay, this isn't useful. Take the photo back. You knew him, right?
What's the matter, militiaman? No stomach for it? This man was worth 1,000 loincloths. We're done talking here.
I think we should maybe even get going now.
Esprit de corps. There is absolutely no need to push this any further.
It's you again. What is it?
So I've listened to the tape, and I'm going to confront Clausia with it. Actually, let me just do that and not tell him about it. Let's.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Titus already gave me a recording where the deceased states his intent to commit rape. She puts her coffee cup down. Hearing, with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. Empathy. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions, only that he was never bad to me.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Those are the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
As she picks the cup back up. Electrochemistry. A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Yes, the word whore was used. Whore. That's the Frank Reynolds whore.
He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Kohoi?
The woman lights a new cigarette with the butt of the old one.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Why say it like that? Machismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
Coping mechanism, catchphrase, persona?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Weren't you afraid? You like this kind of stuff? And you spent time with this person romantically?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
Suggestion. There's a small measure of pride in her. That she could quell the rage in such a being.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss.
I can fix
Whenever
it.
you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
Now that you've had some time, hold on.
Hello, officer?
Now that
What
you had
brings
some
you up
time,
here
tell
again?
us more about the victim.
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. Inland Empire. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh. Where is Lelystad? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Look at Glacia. You were both from Orania.
Yes, we were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No, he was too old for that. And from another part of Oranian Rek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
Electrochemistry. Sex, alcohol, speed, probably also sildenafil, and violence. Endurance. No. Love for Muther Oran. Wasn't that a soldier? A military man, but not a patriot.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
Half-light. A flash of rage comes over you. The words have already left your mouth. A disgraceful mercenary. The Oranese state should have checked his breast pocket for sublime patriotic rage before they trained
Had
him.
he passed that
It's
test,
not.
we wouldn't have gotten along.
Ugh.
Come to think of it, maybe it was our hateful Oranje that brought us together. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing it up.
Lieutenant makes a correction on his notes. Physical instrument. The adversary won. His eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Electrochemistry. It's clear she was very much attracted to him, and still is. You found him attractive?
Of course. He was the most strangely beautiful man I've ever been with. And I mean that.
She shivers slightly.
And now, he's dead. A pity.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Interesting. I too have stroked his hair.
Oily, isn't it? We have that in common now.
Composure. She understands what autopsies entail. Doesn't get her off balance. He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
Suggestion. It's clear she liked it. You liked it? It was an Oranese map of the waterways? What did it represent? Do you know?
Quite a lot, yes. It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks? How?
How? Imagine him lying in bed, freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Conceptualization. Is this Oranese lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself.
She leans even further back to demonstrate.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this.
Oh, yeah.
She nods. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo.
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Oranje needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Semenine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Not a very fun story. A good story, thanks. Thank you for clearing that up.
Change of topic, perhaps?
Could it be love that did him in?
It very well could be, yes.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean?
He told me. Love did him in.
That's not funny, officer.
Composure. Her voice is like a slash through the air. Her shoulders tense up. Something miraculous is coming, he told me. The lieutenant blinks. His expression does not change. Esprit de corps. Alright, let's see where this is going. From way out in the northwest, he told me. Maybe he was wrong, forget about it.
Cool.
The woman nods. We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us?
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil.
Electrochemistry. Hear that? Sildenafil. Just like you suspected. You have a great nose for this stuff. What is sildenafil? It's for maintaining an erection. Uppers are vasoconstrictors, so that feet becomes problematic. Okay, and why do I know this? Because you're a scientist, of course.
How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
Okay, we're done.
All right.
The lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment. Coolly, gracefully, as she pours herself more coffee. Look at her eye, +1. It's only 8% now. What is this wild flower? Show her the flower. She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Why was it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Suggestion. Or an admirer. Any admirers, miss?
Admirers? I'm too old to be a debutante. And this place is no fashionable society.
Visual calculus. Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? It's what she said, yes. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old. Where is this going? How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? Reaction speed. You could ask either one of them. Kim, how old do you think I am? Turn around. Miss, how old do you think I am?
Huh. How old do I think you are?
Rhetoric. She's buying time to formulate the best answer.
I don't know. 40? I was like 9 when OO peaked. That was what, 19 years ago? I liked them when I was 9. You couldn't have liked it when you were 40. Let's say you were 20-something. 25. A good disco age. 25 plus 19 is 44. I'm gonna say you're 44.
Wow. 44? I'm young. 44. You think so? Wow.
Yeah. I have a university degree, you know?
She flicks ash from her cigarette. 44. I'm young.
Absolutely. Age is just a number, man.
Yes, miss, but for him that number is 56.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. Bring it on, I'm not afraid of the truth. To the laboratorium. Date of birth generator. Let's see. Okay, I don't have any levels, I don't think. No. That's... Actually, let me read the thingy. Your face looks like it's 58 and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be. The day and the century. But for how long, then, has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born?
It's you again. What is it?
Let's see. So I talked to Classia about the tape.
And?
Composure, he tenses immediately, chest tightens, jaw sets, ready for another blow. And nothing. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
Gold. It was just locker room talk. It's not evidence. It was dark stuff, but it doesn't prove anything. And it didn't change your mind. Yeah, it was bad. Honestly, I expected it to have more effect. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus. That's...
Dark. Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
She did not say whoop-de-doo. It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Actually, I think it might have made her a little nostalgic. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole door gunner thing.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore. Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm, as if trying to grind it smooth. Physical instrument. Women are crazy, irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump. You know what I think? Women are crazy, man. Maybe she isn't who she thought she was. Oh, isn't who you thought she was. Maybe she is still in denial, you know, like a defense mechanism. Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened? Yeah.
You can say that again, copper. Right here.
He holds out his giant fist. No. Here we go. Bump it hard. Bump it. Bump it hard. Don't bump it. Yeah. Your fist connects with his hard. The slam is audible. You can almost hear the bones ring. Your knuckles tingle life-affirmingly. Pain threshold. A flash of pain, like slamming your fist against iron. He's stronger than he looks. And he looks like Ramo Karazi.
And now you, Bina Claude.
His voice chummy as he turns to the lieutenant. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses, then extends his curled fist and taps Titus's bruised knuckles. Esprit de corps. A bond has been formed. Physical instrument. Not bad. Let's see. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
Titus, she has special training, and I'm not talking about Oranese Lit. She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough. She's a hardcore party girl, with a bigger death wish than mine. I guess you do know her then.
Yeah, you're right about that. She takes way too many drugs.
Well, it's as they say. You can't do anything with an underdose.
Electrochemistry. With an overdose, you can at least try to come off it. Take a bath, do breathing exercises, get medical attention as necessary. With an underdose, you're just you.
Yeah, but I mean, she has an actual drug problem. Not like you. Not
oh, hey there,
like
Faye.
us. I
How's
don't
it
think
going?
I've ever seen her sober.
You missed part of the interview. Maybe she's still in denial. Alright, be straight with me.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
Yeah, don't look at the news. Empathy. There's less gusto in his voice now. His men are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!"
He throws his beer can down. Half-light. This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah.
There's a silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks best not to. Sight. On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Electrochemistry. The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be. Here, let's see. Let me save.
It's you again. What is it?
Let's see. Rhetoric. Convince Titus that he's being manipulated. +1 mentioned surreal play. +1 strange reaction to Bullet. +1 Everett asked to cooperate. +1 Angus can't take pressure. +1 warned about the tribunal. +1 discussed 830. +1 confronted about drug trade. No. Clausia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good. You guys are always telling me they're good, and then they aren't. Okay, men, it's clear it all being played like a fiddle. Play an imaginary fiddle. I know what's going on here. I've been wrong too. I got this fucking dark shadow over my heart. The same thing happened to my friend guard over there. A chick trying to make him part of her cock carousel. I'm going to tell you a little story about Kim here. Kim, I'm going to need your gun again.
That is absolutely not going to happen.
Can't you trust me with it just for a second?
Not the point. I just don't want to give you my gun.
Gun me, Kim. Don't talk, just gun me.
But I didn't say anything.
What are they whispering, Titus? I can't hear anything.
The cock. Incel Harry arc.
I don't know. Some kind of bitch fight, I think. Hey, bitches. No fighting in the union booth. Talk or walk.
Rhetoric. You're a horrible gunless cop. This is all because you don't have a gun. You're never going to convince anyone without a gun. No. Let's see. I'll come back for this later. Actually, no, it's gonna... That's right, if they get drunk, it takes,
It's you
too
again.
much.
What is it?
I guess I can't do this. If you do this later, at a different point in the game, when you have your gun, you can, oh, I accidentally clicked on them. I clicked the wrong one. You can, like, threaten to kill yourself with it, and then that's one of the endings of the
It's
game
you
where
again.
you blow your
What is
brains
it?
out in front of them. I know it's pretty fucked up, but it's pretty funny too. There's a lot of like weird endings that you can where Harry just dies or ends up killing someone else. Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. Composure. But you know someone who might... One of his boys will. Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Rhetoric. Just remember, it's about more than Classia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Shivers. Outside, in the middy sun, ruins. The pavements are cracked and the benches peeling. Newspapers blow in the wind. One of his boys will. That's it then. Case closed. Look around. We're going home, Kim.
Huh?
The lieutenant raises his brow. He'll get it. Go on. Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Because of some chick. Because you're a foreigner. Because you work for the wrong people. Because they like killing.
Goddamn right. This is Union Town. You work for the company, we will kill you.
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the company.
Work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
They just hang you, like in the Dark Ages. Make a display of your corpse. They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember. They just hang you, shoot you, light you on fire, they don't care.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Turn to Angus, or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason? Turn to Theo. What happens if I keep talking? You gonna kill me too, in this bar, for nothing? Look at Kim first.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him?
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Composure. Does he... his closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let him have their moment. Let them have their moment. Preacher. This is the homosexual underground. Fat Angus, the room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
The overground.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus?
Oh no.
Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Oh no, poor Angus.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
As she walks off without looking back. Suggestion. What just happened between these two? Rhetoric. You're in. He's all yours. Questions. I'm sorry I made you guys fight. Whisper. Kim, we did it. So you didn't kill him. He was already dead. So who killed the merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
She'll have to scour the beach for crabs to fat shame. No. She's gonna fat shame the Insulindian phasmid on the coast there. GBP's messed up. No.
I love eating ass in a tongue-in-cheek manner. The goddamn president told me to stop eating ass, but I did not stop.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
The JBP. And then the rest, they didn't give JBP a cabinet position. They gave RFK Jr. the one. Okay.
Hers, you mean?
She's got one of those checkered pasts. The shot could have missed. Could have been meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Training. Years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
He pauses to think.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
And see Volition. He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away. And became himself again. So you didn't kill him, he was already dead.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
Another nod. Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
Empathy. He doesn't think she did. Or at least, he hopes she didn't. What happened Sunday
Class
night?
J came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
Endurance. And that's okay with the fat man. Still wheezing there. He couldn't speak if he wanted to. What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking... Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. Tibbs patched the window, and the corpse we hanged.
Who's Tibbs? The Eighth Hardy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Empathy. Right now, he's gratefully hasn't gotten his brother into this mess. If Classy didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about?
The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
These people, who are they?
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Let's see, whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers?
In a manner of speaking.
What do you mean?
We had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it, for political reasons. It sent a good message.
It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker, the missing Eighth Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
Suggestion. A little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
Understood. Can you tell me anything about her name, current location?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to.
Let's see. Sorry I made you guys fight.
Me too.
We did it. The lieutenant gives you a smile only you can see. Thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Shivers. Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large window. In their frames, it carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags, in a warm column.
She, Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
you would still prefer if she didn't take her anyway.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. Let's see. Again, you find yourself looking at this big old window. Let's see. The perception sight, 97%. Look out the window. +1, inland told you. +1, mysterious door seen. +1, you've been here for a long time. And then the dice. There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key. Visual calculus. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and take it. Surely not a coincidence. Someone's hid a key in the bush. Point at the window. The big guy looks behind him. I need your guys to hand that key to me. Can you let me slide by so I can grab the thing? Titus, can you hand the key to me, please?
I'm not your janitor, cop. I don't even know what you're talking about. There's nothing there.
If he says it's there, it's there.
And I need the fatty to get his feet amputated because the smell is killing me. We can't always get what we want.
Poor Angus. He just gets shit on by everybody.
God damn it, Dennis. You know I can't help it.
His whiny voice is in deep contrast with his stature.
Sorry, fucko. These guys won't help you. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. The Hawthorne's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you. Take the key. The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back
Come
down
on,
in silence.
man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in?
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Thank you. Nod to the old man.
Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
Let's see. Does anyone know why this key was hanging right outside the Union Box window?
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
Looks like the key. Look at the key in your hand. I wonder what door this does.
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door. It says workshop spare. Maybe there's a workshop there?
Let's see. Try the workshop spare on the door. The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks. Dust rises before you like mist, a tomb, haunted by regal spirits from distant ages. Smell. No, smells like engine grease and cut wood, a workshop. This pinball says Franco-Nigerian. The theme is horses and swords. This pinball is white Diora. The backlash shows a female figure in something. I could see. A note, NB. The spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner. It goes too quick. Interfacing. All these mesmerizing machines just waiting to be plugged back in and played. Run your finger across the dust of the white Diora machine. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment, the lights illuminating the white-robed woman. What's white Diora?
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes are the worst.
Empathy. The lieutenant grimaces, looking at the machines. How about we fire one of these bad boys up and play some ball?
You can't fire them up. They are broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist pinball.
He looks away. Half-Light. What a dumb name. Royalist pinball? If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now. Sounds like you don't enjoy pinball, Kim.
No, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on.
Drama. He doesn't. What about that other one? The Franco-Nigerian ball. Want to play that?
No.
No. Let's see, 42% think. Kim. Kim Kutsuragi. No. It's strange that he doesn't like pinball. Kim here is a Seolite. His people are incredibly dexterous, and they all love pinball, matter of fact. Hey, didn't you guys, like, invent pinball?
Us? Guys?
Volition, stop. No. You know, Theo guys, massive pinball people.
Seoul is an extremely protectionist isola, inaccessible to the rest of mankind, as it has been for over 1,000 years. I have no special knowledge of them, despite my heritage. But even I know that they don't play pinball. They have a rigid class society and a punitive justice system. We should continue with our exploration of this place. It doesn't matter.
So you're not all like pinball aces? Because I could swear I know you are.
No, they are not. Let's move on. There's more to this place than pinball machines.
Let's see, elevator. The small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There's a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. Sight. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10 July 88. Look at the elevator controls. It says last maintenance was in 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
70 years ago? 88. This elevator was maintained a long time ago.
At the end of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
Oh yeah, the pinball machine, I think it's just one of those things that you do to pass the time quickly. I think it was added as like a DLC thing or something. Or at least there's like a separate like trophy thing for where is it? Oh, actually, I forgot. PlayStation's like broken right now. I don't know what's wrong with it, but yeah, my thing is like it's unavailable and I can't look at trophies or anything or my friend list. I can still be logged into PSN though, so I can't look at the trophies, but yeah, that's like a separate list of like for pinball and like a bunch of other stuff they added into the game, I guess, later on. Guns of balls. I wonder what this elevator was used for.
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint.
Look at the elevator controls. There are large rectangular buttons, Monteur, Descendre, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken. Close the doors and go up. Get really close to me. It's so cramped in here. Oh no, we're gonna have to squeeze up against each other. Small window taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. Is that the is that your pry bar, or are you just happy to see me? Is that your boom box, your tape player, Harman Washi W02? Schematics for a pinball machine, futurism themed. A boomstick. A pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted. Logic. So this is where they brought faulty pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf. Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point. This used to be a pinball workshop?
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue.
It used to be a pinball.
Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
He taps his foot. Is that the cold Mama Dakwa here? A creak as some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the Hardies bang away at it.
Inland Empire. But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection. Could this mean the Whirling in Rags really is part of the doomed commercial area?
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion.
Freeballing it. No, he does have the, as we see in the very beginning, but he's in his underwear. He's got the...
He does not appear to be the kind of man who
the
likes
skid-marked
to be part of the
torn
neighborhood
underwear.
ghost story about bankruptcy.
Inland Empire. It's not a ghost story. It's a curse, and Guard ought to be knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells. That's the false flag undies. Oh, did you see The Onion bought InfoWars when it went up at auction? I don't know what they're gonna do. If they need to leave Alex Jones on it and just make him read parody news. That's the best thing they could do with it. Let's see. Pinball Maker's Coat, +1 empathy. M. No Flux Blues, +1 hand-eye coordination. This dusty old coat used to belong to someone called M. Nixflux. The name is stitched into the silk lining. It smells of moths and ancient engine grease, but fits you perfectly. A strange, lonely emotion fills you when you tighten the belt around your waist. Wait, what does this do? The thing I'm wearing. Drama and electrochemistry. Actually, I kind of want. No, I want the I want the drugs. Let's. And the Sea of Darkness, yeah. That and Logan, what is it? Is it Jake Paul or Logan? I always confuse the two of them as fighting Mike Tyson. I think on Friday, tomorrow. Mike Tyson said he stopped taking his bipolar medication in preparation for the fight. So maybe he'll get his ass beat. The Logan Paul or whatever. I don't know which one. Which one is which? I always confuse the two. But they're both assholes, so it doesn't really matter. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook. Someone's been here within the last week or two.
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
Empathy. This is good. He likes it. That's a little smile there, in the dark of the workshop.
It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a new fact to consider.
Okay, what does this mean?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, behind Classius' room, in the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant.
Let's have a closer look then. Crouch, study the footprints. Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform horizontal lines. Sight. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways. The prints look like one person went back and forth. This print doesn't look like the odd sole print we found at the hanging camp. This doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it?
Between that and that.
He points to the elevator door and the corner. Then he points to the barred door.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor. Let's move on. There's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom on the other side. Electrochemistry. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman, writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. I think I can see into Clausia's bedroom here.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
Electrochemistry, boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions. What were those people doing in there? You lean closer to the peephole, instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sensationally unnatural. If your mesolimbic reward pathways were to venture a guess, one of the bottles is probably being put somewhere it doesn't belong. Finish thought. Let's see, anything else in here? No. Let's see, bar door. The door is small but heavy looking. It's barred from the inside. So what's on the other side? Unbar the door.
Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out on the roof. We could ask Clausia about this route. See how she reacts?
No, it's House of Leaves. Conceptualization, folded M dimension. A reference to the popular science fiction series In System. Look who's in a good mood suddenly and reads science fiction. Inland Empire, yes. It is quite likely that we will re-emerge on the M plane. Brace for psychokinetic impact. Or the roof. Unbar the door, leave.
It's always good to see you.
Empathy. Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, co-signed to her fate. To being here with you and what's to come. I need to talk to you about your room again. See, Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
As she puts her coffee mug on the table. Composure. Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
That's not good. That's not a good enough reason. Cool, I'm satisfied with this explanation.
I am not. There is more here, miss.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette. Reaction speed. Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea. As she's done time and time again. Visual count. There, visual calculus. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay, into the horizon, golden gray in the noon light. What lies beyond it? The Pale, the Mundi Isola, the Occident, and then Oran. The old world. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
As she lights the cigarette, what's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
Oh, hey there, Death God. How's it going? Yes, it's one of my favorite games. I'm doing a traditionalist playthrough of it. The Revacholian nationhood.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
Empathy. But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
I'm sure there are people who have done much worse than that. Serves them right. When I'm king, the savings bank will be first against the wall.
This was not a joke. Real people lost their jobs. Not just in the C-suite either. Good people. what I did to get to accounting.
As she shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
Empathy. That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more. What did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
That's bad. How did you live with yourself? That's shake your head. Not easy to deal with. Let's get back to what happened.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
I drink. I'm a cop. What I do is right. By not remembering a single goddamn thing. I don't either.
That would do the trick, yes.
What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Let's see, she points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open, dumb. I could see. I could...
Pain threshold. A great pain moves through her. A dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Sight. She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails. Your cigarette, miss.
Oh.
As she looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. I'm sorry this happened to you. Are you sure you're not making this up? Shake your head. That's a motherfucker.
Yeah. It was a real motherfucker.
She immediately lights another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Reaction speed. Wait, Teta said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual. Teta said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Electrochemistry. Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What did you do then?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Empathy. Run, woman, run past them and out into the street where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection as far as you can. Why didn't you run away from here, as a matter of fact? Why are you here now?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. There is I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Reaction speed. Ruby. Before we continue, who is Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
She says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
Reception site. To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Visual calculus. Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
This Ruby, where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Then what happened? Did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Hearing. The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot. Did you kill Lily?
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like this. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
Half-light. Rage? Who knows the dark currents where lovers go? Electrochemistry. All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet, sweet drugs. Suggestion. It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy. Volition. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out. When they're obviously just stabs in the dark. Downstairs, people have this crazy idea that you killed him. It's okay if you did it in self-defense. Who among us, having been in love, can say that they haven't thought about it? Desires drive people loco. Drugs are an integral part of your relationship. Perhaps they contributed to its end.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration, or
under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
Aphrodite. She's getting scared now. Of you. The downstairs people. All of it.
Like what?
Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
But maybe it did. It probably did. Otherwise, something to consider.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
Why'd you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast. Reaction speed, which is an indicator of truth. I don't think so. Why'd you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
At high velocity. It's like composure. Her jaw is clenched, her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
Kuno is the true final boss. It was actually Kuno that shot him. She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible. A great twist, it was actually Kuno the whole time. And it wasn't a bullet, it was his high-velocity rock he threw that actually went through the window and killed him. When was the window changed? Point to it.
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
She takes a drag. Visual calculus. You should have a look at that window. Reconstruct the scene. It's right here. So near. In her bedroom inside. I think we're done here. She nods silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. The lieutenant glances at you, then at the door. Esprit de corps, he's thinking. Are we done here? Volition. Or maybe you should take her to the station. For safekeeping, she lied to you. And she's a flight risk. Drama. No. That won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. Volition. Multi-phase. I'm beginning to doubt your judgment. Are you sure you're not sleeping on the post? You have to wake this one up with force if you want to continue pushing her. It's a drama. In God's name, wake up. 70% plus 1. The love that did him in. And let's see. Volition, look in her eyes. Need to talk about your room again.
Yeah?
The door there, Pointwood. Do you know it leads to a downstairs elevator?
I did not. Do you think this has something to do with what happened?
It's possible.
There's a peephole on the other side, looking into your bedroom.
A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall?
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
The lieutenant points to her window. The unmade bed is visible through the glass.
Okay.
There's a pause as she processes this information. Empathy. A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending at her hips. The cigarette tastes foul to her now.
Do you think this is somehow connected to me?
It could just be a coincidence. It could be connected.
Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how long it has been there?
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape.
If it is recent, who do you think made it?
Shit. I don't know. Maybe it's been there for a long time. Maybe the local kids use it or something. I don't know. I'll be fucking covering it up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else back there?
There were tracks on the floor. They're recent.
Huh. This isn't good.
Composure. She's straight as a stick, suddenly. Half-light. She feels like a quarry, encircled. Her eyes dart to the door. It's an old pinball workshop, the room back there. This place used to be a pinball arcade.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun.
That's all for now. As she flicks the ash from her cigarette absent-mindedly. Empathy. She's lost in thought, eyes narrowed, forehead furrowed.
All right.
Rhetoric. Hey, psst. Look around. Who, me? Rhetoric, yes, you. Word on the street is, you're ready to start building communism again. Oh, it's because I said I was gonna make the bankers face the wall. That's... Again? How come there's word on the street? You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff. Oh, right. That sounds like me. I haven't said anything like that. I've said some mildly left-wing things, but I'm none of those. Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous, seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it? What is this communism even about? Yeah, he's now a Nazbol. He's now one of the MAGA communists with Jackson Hinkle. What's communism even about? Failure. It's about failure. Yes, abject failure, total irreversible defeat on all fronts, absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped, and pissed on. Until you came along, you will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive, 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class, towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers, million-headed armies of nations, and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed, Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade. Well, not this playthrough. It's too tiring, I don't have it in me. I'm beat down and broken. Opt out. Very well, I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. Electrochemistry. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No? I'm sure I heard someone say cocaineism. Rhetoric, anyone? Anyone else? There's no one? Volition. There's one. What should I do? You should build communism, precisely, because it's impossible. No, shut up. I want to lie down and let the water carry me downstream. You are... Be grateful you don't know who that is. Inland Empire. As you look back, you think, so love did do him in after all. I was right. Inland Empire. If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate. Turn to Classia. Looks like love did him in after all. She's silent, holding onto her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her. Say nothing, let her answer.
Yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me. Or that it was chemically induced and not real.
Why?
Easier that way.
Was it real?
I don't know.
Let's see, she looks down at the yard, then back into her coffee. Finished thought. Alright, I think that's a good spot to end it there for tonight. It's getting pretty late. Alrighty then, well, thank you all very much for watching.